Good evening and welcome to Going for Two. This is the only YouTube podcast in human recorded history to feature a male and female host drinking our way through the important topics of the day, as long as they touch the football world and not in that way. So tonight, let's talk about food. Everyone knows the experience of eating. I call it a universal thing. There are times when you keep eating even though you're technically full, but you keep going because your brain hasn't received the signal from the stomach, which is enough. That's why we brought Miss Degenerate back on this week to talk about the never-ending draft cycle, making fun of you can make fun or praise our auction squads from last week, and playing the Benjamin. So first, let's say hi to Sharona, and who won the award for best headache last Thursday morning.
I did have a headache. We had well, thank you, Zach. Did you get your ears lowered, by the way, buddy?
You like that?
I do. And you shaved.
I know.
This is all for you, Jen. He was getting all spruced up for you. He never does that for me. He barely even showers for me.
Yeah.
I'm flattered. I don't even know what to say.
Well, we're trying to include mansplaining and manspreading on the show tonight, but of course you can only see me this high, so that's good.
By the way, Jen, we did miss you so much last week, but it turned out to be an awesome draft. Sharona might have gotten a little tipsy.
I'm so bummed. I'm bummed I missed it. I feel like a party went on that I RSVP'd to and then had to cancel, and I wound up missing, the biggest party of the summer.
That's right.
Did you enjoy your Appletinis you had when you went out?
Wine spritzers, but yeah, a little too much as usual, but, I guess I'm a trooper like that.
YOLO.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think you probably had the right amount of booze, because I think we had one owner who said he drank like 4 22-ounce beers before, and then he was doing tequila, and then at the end he's like, man, I really shouldn't hit the tequila.
Yeah, that was Matt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was Matt Thompson.
Matt Thompson, who's done like 70,000 NFL 10s.
Sounds awesome to me.
I had 2 Dragon's Milk. No, wait. What did I have? I had a bourbon stout and a Dragon's Milk, and then I had brandy on top of that.
Yeah, when she's like, I'm getting the brandy, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. This is why the show usually doesn't go beyond an hour, because that's what's going to happen.
I definitely missed a party. I can see that.
That's fun.
You can take the whole 3.5-hour auction on a work night trying to do play-by-play off the bucket list. I don't know if I want to do that again. I'm sure if you watch the last hour, it's just like, is this thing ever going to end? Because I think I calculated there were like $70 players to go or something. Like, oh my gosh.
How'd your teams turn out?
I don't know. We want to talk about yours?
Well, let me see. Let me pull it. I'll have to sign it. I've got it actually on the other computer. Let me see if I can hook to the other computer and pull it up.
I know that Jen will be absolutely shocked to see what quarterback she got. I mean, let's see.
Huh? Oh.
I think her favorite team, not the Titans. The team from which she takes all of her skill players, which is a good move.
You're just jealous because you didn't get him.
Would it be Dreamy Aaron Rodgers?
Yep.
It might be the Dreamster.
I think
Guess who else I got? Who else I got?
I'm guessing.
You can guess.
Yeah. Does he throw up an X in the end zone when he scores touchdowns?
I don't think I did. I don't think I got Dez in that one, but
didn't.
think Packers.
Not Jordy. Don't say Jordy.
No.
No one got that drunk.
I didn't get that.
She got
Devontae.
Okay. I mean, he might be the de facto Jordy now, right? Well,
maybe Zach
really,
can. Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I think I also got Richard Rodgers. Zach, can you pull up our rosters?
Let's see if this works. I'm sharing,
Yeah,
and
it was.
you
It
should
was
see
fun.
on the left, Private Pookie,
I did see.
one of our favorites.
Here, let me.
And then
There we go.
Sharona.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So Sharona went strong to the hole early. She went, Devontae was like the third player put out there. It was a bunch of expensive players, and then Devontae, who became expensive. And then you grabbed Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton. You couldn't help yourself but get the quarterback duo of your dreams.
I got my bays. I got the 2 bays.
It's hard to believe that she got Melvin Gordon, Miss I Love Rookies, and David Johnson.
Jarrett McKinnon. I got Jet McKinnon. Yeah, and Jen.
Yes.
The Latavius Murray. I tweeted you as soon as I got him. As soon as I won him.
Yes, I
'Cause
saw
I
that.
thought of you.
Yeah, he's like my go-to 0 RB target. So I think I might have too much of him at this point. I needed to work out with him for sure.
I don't think I have.
And then I got Vernon
single
Davis
Murray.
really cheap. Yeah, $7.
$7?
Yeah.
Cheap, huh?
That was not too bad.
I want to hang out with you at the bar, man.
Robert Woods.
Tequila shot
Robert
was
Woods may turn out to be
$57.
my
It was
best.
cheap.
Robert Woods may turn out to be my best value pick out of that whole thing. Got him for $1.
Yeah, forget Harvin. Forget what's his name, Watkins.
Well, Harvin's
Woods can catch
he's
the
hurt
ball.
again.
Yeah,
He's hurt again. All right, let me
My
take you
hip,
off.
my hip.
There you go.
Yeah, and she got Studman because you can't have a draft without Studman.
I am definitely Team Studman. Studman too.
Let me throw this off for a second, and we can share mine in a minute. But we would just talk about the whole format because I know Jen did one of these, although I think she's frozen right now. Before you did a slow MFL 10 auction, right? With Jen, where it was the same format, just it wasn't in 3 hours.
I think Jen and I have actually done 2 of those.
So one of the unique parts of this type of draft is that you have to have 20 players, which means a lot of dollar guys at the end. So you're allowed to spend your money except for $1 per person at the end. So those dollar players are really intriguing, late round ads. So for your team, you got Monte Ball, who may or may not be in the NFL next week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Brandon Oliver, who actually looks
they're
like
trying
the best
to
running back for the Chargers.
trying to trade him.
Studman, of course, Robert Woods. You only got $4 players. You didn't go to the Dallas store too much, did you? And of course, Jen showing
I had
off,
money to spend. I was determined to spend it.
showing off our skills as auctioneers. The two of us both had money on the board when we were finished, which no one else did. That's how into this format we were.
Sorry, I have no idea what.
I see Jen with the cat's butt like right behind her. It's a very perfect picture. That's how we'd like to remember her. She may hit a few of those shandies. I don't care what you said. So what do you think? A week later, how do you it's good to give your, it's like a wine, give it a little time to breathe. So what do you think about your roster now that you've had a week to contemplate?
I like it. Oh, here it is. It's here. Yeah. I like it. Definitely. I can share it too.
That.
Yeah. I don't think I spent too much money for really. I didn't overspend dramatically. I got Melvin Gordon. I mean, yeah. People were, dissing.
Oh, there was dissing, and they were haters. Oh no, did we lose Sharona too? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. We'll see if Sharona comes back or if I'm the one who's actually in limbo. Let me go ahead and share my draft board, although, man, this is fun. So can you actually join your own once you get booted? We'll find out. So Sharona spent $9 on Cam Newton, and I spent $6 on 3 quarterbacks. And I literally went to the dollar store quite a lot because I got $4, but I got 5 $2 players. So there you go. So the bottom line on my team is Le'Veon Bell and Eddie Lacy have to be top 5 running backs all year because I have nothing else. I have Jonas Gray and D'Angelo Williams to cover in weeks 1 and 2, and after that, forget it. Jay Ajayi, well, we shall see. I don't even know if I'm talking to anybody right now. We have absolute darkness, but I still believe. This whole thing is weird. Mike Evans, T.Y. Hilton, kind of secondary guys. Jarvis Landry. So I feel like I have 3. With Mike Wallace, 4 good receivers, but the question is, can Dorsett and Moncrief as my 5 and 6 actually put together some good weeks for me to start? And that's really it as I trip over my phone. Oh boy. Anyway, so if this is actually happening, Dwayne Allen, of course, who I have in every draft, I think I've done so far. Eric Ebron, who once Detroit traded for, what's his name, the tight end, he was with the Patriots last year and the Bucks. He may not be worth $4. And then Larry Donnell, who had one really awesome week and then nothing. And then defenses, I just want to get 3 defenses, and I spent $2 each because people would not stop boosting.
Hello.
Hey, we lost you there for a couple.
Yeah, I don't
we lost Jen.
know what happened. I don't know what happened. I had to exit out and come back in, and it took me a minute to do that. So here I am. I'm back. Let's see if we can get Jen back in here. Can you see me? It looks like my picture's down there.
Yeah, I see like you're in here twice. So we have you talking, and then we have your avatar there.
Well,
But you know, what are you going to do? So I was just talking about my awesome team, which is basically super top heavy. Jen's back.
Jen's back.
Hey.
Did the cat trip over your modem or something?
I don't know, but there was absolutely a big crash. I have no idea what happened. No. I don't think that it was you. I think it's Zach because it kicked me out too, Jen.
Oh yeah, it's your fault.
Clearly.
Totally Zach's fault.
So I was just sharing my team. So I had this whole concept of I'm going to wait on quarterbacks, and they're eventually going to be $1, and I'm going to be able to get them. And they never did get down to $1, except for, as you can see, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tyrod Taylor, who looks a lot better this week than last week. At least he's going to start. I mean, who knows if he's going to finish. But you can tell I spent all my money on 2 running backs and 3 wide receivers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but Tyrod for $1, even Fitzpatrick for $1. I mean, it seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, not bad.
I kept thinking,
this is the one. This is the one I drafted Terrell Pryor in. I think this is ours. I'm trying to find my last one so you guys can totally judge it because it's pretty bad. Let me share this one though. Hold on.
The only one I did, it was terrible, just terrible. I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest with you.
well, everybody else did spend $200, but Lisa basically spent like $9 on DGB and $7 on some other scrub, so she got the $200. So at the end, each person took their turn, basically overbidding on one player so they could fill out their roster. And then there were people like me and Sharona who are like, oh crap, we need to spend our money, and there's nobody left with money but us. And that
was me when I did mine.
30 to 45 minutes was really quiet. Well, I think the Matt Thompson guy, he had like 9 players to go, and he had $9 left. So that took a while. And I see, so is this Bandit or Smokey?
This is Smelly Cat.
Smelly Cat.
This is Bandit. This is Demon Cat. Demon Kitty.
Looks pretty chill to me. When you least expect it, right?
She's torn the room apart, so she's exhausted now.
So which cat destroyed your mirror? What happened there?
This is this one.
That's impressive.
This one is the source of all evil.
Source of all evil.
Look at this face. I mean, look at this face.
I can get away with anything.
She's actually the one, and the reason why she's named Bandit is because she's the one who is initially very friendly with people, and so she's the one who came up to me and was like rubbing on my legs and wanting to be petted. And then of course once you pet them, it's over.
It's over. You are lost.
I was lost, and look at this. I mean, my goodness, she's just so adorable. So adorable.
Yeah, Sharona, I think her big brother.
Oh, look at that here. Look at the kitty. Come here. Look at the kitty.
I don't know if you can tell, but he looks pretty pissed. He doesn't like being picked up.
It doesn't sound like there's any enjoyment.
He looks just like it. He looks just like really more like Smokey.
Yeah, say hi, buddy. Yeah, he doesn't like being picked up.
Oh, so cute though.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Now get out of here.
Now that's the Gen facial expression when they said that MFL 10s are over, right?
Oh, pretty much. Although, I couldn't control myself when I saw that they were ending, so I just signed up for a ton of them, and now I'm having such a hard time keeping track. But thankfully, some of them are winding down.
I'm exhausted. I don't think I've got another fantasy draft tomorrow night, and I think that's it for me, and that's going to be it, I think. I wanted to show you guys my latest team because it really does suck. But you guys go ahead and let me find it.
I snuck in on Saturday, last minute. My brother-in-law's younger brother needed one more person for his live draft, and I was like, yeah, count me in. And it's the only live draft I have this year, or had, and it was nice. It was nice to not draft from my email, and kind of draft with like a bunch of crazy guys. It was fun.
Yeah, those are fun.
I bet you crushed them.
They're terrible. I couldn't. It's so funny because they all showed up with these printouts of CBS.com's rankings. The commissioner kind of handed them out to everybody, and he was like, "Here, do you want these?"
I like that.
Yeah, he handed them out, and I busted out my computer, and he's like, "What are you doing with that?" And I was like, I kind of have my own resources. I'm not really gonna go by your printouts." And they were all, but those idiots gave me like a really good team, I think. So.
Yeah, I did my live drafts, and the guy sitting next to me took like E.J. Manuel as his third quarterback, and I was like, really?
Oh, jeez.
Well, he drafted. It's funny. He's a Steelers fan, like from Pittsburgh. He drafted Martavis Bryant. This was 2 weeks ago, way before the suspension. I was like, I know he's good, but Marcus Wheaton's the starter. He's like, no, he's not. I'm like, it's been in the news for like a month that Marcus Wheaton is starting. And then, of course, we got the suspension, which kind of killed it. But it's just like, all right.
That's why it was in the news, because everybody except us knew that it was going to happen. That's why Big Ben was, because just watch the preseason. When Martavis Bryant comes back, it's no question who's the second best talented wide receiver on that roster. And I like Marcus Wheaton, and I've drafted Marcus Wheaton.
That's the first step to help, is to admitting you have a problem. You drafted Marcus Wheaton. I saw he went in the 8th round on one of the NFL 10s I did.
I didn't take him there.
Because I started, like you said, I decided, well, this is ending, so I'm going to do an MFL 10, I'm going to do an MFL 25, and I signed up for both of them at the same time, thinking that they wouldn't start at the same time, but they started at the same time, and I got the number 1 pick in both of them, and I was like, really? I got the number? I mean, I swear I've either been 1, 2, 11, or 12 in every draft, but like 2 the entire time.
All right, here's a question for both of you. Where do you like to be in terms of draft order?
This year it's like, I feel like toward the end of the first round is pretty good.
That's where I like to be.
I think, Jen, you've done every draft slot probably.
Yeah, 8 to 10 is my favorite. I kind of hate having a top 5 pick. I don't like it at all. I don't like the pressure of, do I take Adrian Peterson or not? And I guess I get less crap from people on the internet when I have a later pick and take a receiver, because everyone, oh, you're crazy, where's your running back? And I just don't like taking a running back early, and I feel like with those top picks, you almost feel like you have to.
All right, here it is. Now, Zach, how do I share a link to what I'm looking at?
You go to that menu in the top left, and there's a green arrow, and it says Screen Share.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Click that, and then you can choose your window that you want to share. Look at that.
Okay.
JHI,
Can you see it?
Now, Jen, I was shocked and appalled that I actually got JHI because I thought that there was a rule in fantasy football that Sharona had to have him in every time.
I do. I think I've got him in like every league.
I mean, what happened with your... Yeah, you have Eddie Lacy, and then you have... Wow.
Nothing. I know. I spent too much. I'm telling you. I went crazy. I must have done this while I was drinking the other night. I
really
spent $43 on Eddie Lacy, 40 on Antonio Brown, 35 on Odell Beckham. So yeah, I mean, I kind of sucked.
I like your receivers. I like your receivers a lot.
That's definitely a stars and scrubs team. But yeah, if you get Brown and Beckham, it's like Andre Johnson will probably start a bunch of weeks. Yeah, get it. Just throw a bunch of, especially in best ball, you just throw a bunch of receivers out there and probably going to be okay.
All right.
I know you have to start at least 2.
Can you see me? Oh, here we go. Okay.
Can you see me now?
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I was wondering. So, Jen, you said you signed up for the elusive MFL Benjamin, right? Did the MFL 100?
Yeah, I was, I'll admit, I went out to happy hour on Friday, and I was talking to some coworkers about my crazy gambling summer on football, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm signing up for 100. That's it. I want the big money, but it didn't fill, and they had to send me a refund. I was pretty upset.
Huh. Well, I was just wondering because there's all this focus on the MFL 10, and I remember Matt Riddle did like a break. It might have been last year. I was just wondering if the higher stakes leagues have, if the ADP is a little different. That's why I decided to do a 25, just because the 10s were so popular. I'm like, well, the 25, maybe it's going to be different. The only difference for me so far is the 25, the quarterbacks are dropping, and they're drafting faster. I got Cam Newton at 10-12 today. I was like, what? I know Benjamin's hurt, but come on.
I've really bought into a lot of him this year simply because he is falling, and he's, you're like, wow, do you take Cam Newton or crazy ass Jay Cutler? And it's Cam Newton all day every day for me.
Well, for a while, Cam Newton, I feel like he was like the 4th quarterback in almost every draft I did. And then, I don't know. I mean, he went earlier in the other one I took, but you do get him mixed up when you do 2 drafts at once, and I'm sure you both have been in that experience where it's like, wait a second, is this the league where I drafted all the running backs early, or is this the one where I didn't? Because I took 4 running backs in the first 5 picks in one of them, and this is the nightmare. The 4-5 turn, I took Joseph Randall and Arian Foster. Now talk about money that I just might as well burn, right?
I mean, not if Foster comes back healthy. You'll be all right if Foster comes back, ready to go. I got in a 25. I'm trying to look at it now. I feel like some players were going so early that I was just kind of like, wait, what? I couldn't believe it. I'm trying to find like a good example. But I kind of really like my team so far. In the couple of 10s that I did and where I went running back early, like I finally took an Adrian Peterson share, and I did 2 last week where I went with Le'Veon Bell. I don't like my roster. I really don't. I mean, I love that one stud running back, but I feel like I kind of miss out on those receivers, and that's where my heart is.
Yeah, there was practically nothing. I think let's see, this is the 25. So I took Adrian Peterson, number 1, and then at the 2-3 turn, all the running backs were gone. I took Mark Ingram and I took Alshon Jeffrey because I was like, well, Frank Gore or Lamar Miller or Dustin Forsett will be there. They were all done. They're all gone. So, yeah, I had to go with Jeffrey. And this is the one. Oh, wait. This one I took Amari Cooper and Travis Kelce in the 4-5 turn. I actually went early tight end. I like me some Travis Kelce. Bring me Kelce.
Who doesn't like Travis Kelce?
I'm not the biggest fan.
Sharona, have you seen his end zone dances? I mean,
Yeah, I
Richard
mean,
Rodgers.
no. I mean, I like him, but I'm not convinced he's going to be a great fantasy option. I'm going to show you guys my.
She needs some convincing.
I do, you know, I've got him in I do have him in one league. Okay, here's my auction draft.
Jay Cutler, Jay Ajayi, of course. You just auto pick you, Jay Ajayi and Melvin Gordon every draft, right? And Latavius, of course. Gotta go.
Yeah, I got Latavius again. We're not through in this league. I forget what round we're in. Well, you could probably tell in there. I've got 17.
Dalton Taints, huh?
Yeah.
Go Gordon Domer on us, huh?
I like my wide receivers in this league too. It's the first chance first opportunity I had to draft Eric Decker, and I got him. I forget what round I got him in, but that was a great pickup. I love Steve Smith, Ty Montgomery. That I took a flyer. I think he was my last pick. No, wait. I think Tyler. I was actually shocked. Tyler Lockett was my last pick. I was shocked he was as. I got him in the 17th round. I was shocked he was there. So.
I really love Anquan. I think it's great you got Anquan. I'm a huge fan of him.
Yeah, and then a little bit later on, I was able to pick up Torrey, you know, kind of as insurance just in case, and so, yeah.
He's dropping through the floor. I mean, I think I was at a 10-11 turn. He was still there. And, yeah, especially best ball. It's like, oh, you get those guys who catch the 80-yard touchdown passes. Get them in best ball, you'll be set. I got Deshaun Jackson. Oh, boy. I have 2 shares of Deshaun Jackson. What's going on with me? I got Deshaun Jackson and Mike Wallace back-to-back. Oh, boy. Talk about it.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be awesome and horrible.
Yeah. Those are definitely YOLO picks.
So yeah, I mean, you got Kirk Cousins thrown to him now. Should be interesting.
It's going to be Colt McCoy. You heard it here first. It will be
definitely.
Colt McCoy by week 4.
I'm with you on that, Sharona, for sure.
And he'll probably beat the Cowboys again, right? Just because.
I don't think so. It was an off night.
Listen, you. Just because you invite me on your show doesn't mean you can talk smack like that. That's wrong.
We got to get through the Giants first. That's Sunday night game. You know, prime time. It's always a big one.
Yeah, I got Eli in my local keeper league, so I'm excited to start him in week 1 against the no-T Alice defense.
I have a ton of Eli. I'm surprised. Eli's one of my most owned quarterbacks, and whenever somebody kind of like gives me crap, like, oh, you're a homer with all those Dez picks, I try to remind them I'm not that much of a homer. I have a ton of Eli Manning, and I real life hate the guy, but fantasy at his cost, I'll take him.
I mean, at our local keeper league, we were in the 5th round or something. And there's 3 keepers, and guy was looking for a backup quarterback. He's like, I can't take Eli because I'm a Patriots fan. I'm like, I hate the Ravens, but I'll take a Ravens player. I don't care. This is fantasy. This is real life. So I got Eli Manning like in the equivalent of like it might have been even later than that, but he's my starter. I got him and Super Sam Bradford, yeah, and of course I had to finish up with Marcus Mariota, rookie of the year already.
I do. I own some of him.
Wasn't Vince Young rookie year? Oh boy.
I'm really excited for that week 1 game. I'm excited for Mariota to kind of show the Bucs why he should have been the first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jameis.
Totally.
Jameis is doing what everybody said Jameis might do, and that's throw a ton of picks.
I was reading about him like after week 2 when he had some good plays and everybody was talking him up, and then after week 3 when basically the offensive line just said, "Go ahead, hit him." Yeah, that didn't go so well for him, and he got hurt. They're all in with him. So we'll see. I've been telling everybody Jameis Winston against Titans week 1, especially with the Titans having like no cornerbacks who are healthy right now.
Yeah, really. Seriously.
But who knows? Even the Titans, and it's so funny that the Dick LeBeau defense is the same defense as the one that just beat them. Like, okay, great. Could have players. And we had a couple players.
Can you Titans insiders give me something positive on Bishop Sankey? He's another guy I have a lot of.
Well, there's this love affair with Dexter McClusterfuck. And
Zach's just mad that
he's gonna get like
proving
7 to 10
Zach
touches.
wrong.
Prove me wrong by what? Looking good in the preseason? He did look a lot faster when I saw him in Atlanta versus last year when Leon Washington took all the carries. But Titans fans, since they've been in Nashville, are used to that bell cow running back. We've had Eddie George, even a couple years of Chris Brown, and then, Mr. CJ K. But this year, I think it's going to be running back by committee. The only thing you got out of Sankey is the fact that David Cobb is hurt right now. So we should get those few first and second down carries that they get before they're way behind. But I think Tampa's not going to be that good. Seriously, the Tampa Titans game could be like 9-6. I don't know about the offenses being so dynamic in week 1.
Kendall Wright is another guy I feel like is kind of just slipping everywhere. I mean, for wide receiver 1, I feel like you can get him pretty late.
Yeah, I mean, he does have a sort of real quarterback throwing to him. I'm just worried. Everybody's saying that in week 1 it's going to be Hakeem Nicks and Harry Douglas line up wide, and then Kendall Wright's going to be in the slot. I'm like,
I mean, that's totally what it's going to
happen.
be.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Justin Hunter, he's in court, and DGB's got some kind of nagging, really tall injury. I don't know. So, yeah, I think that's what we're going to see in week 1. So, who's going to look real good? Delaney.
I own a ton of Delaney.
I bet.
I mean, I think that out of 10 or 11 fantasy leagues, I maybe don't own him in 3. People still aren't clued in. $10 is cheap for Delaney.
I keep waiting and waiting for him, and I think he went in the 9th, and that's the first time. Usually he is the 10th or 11th round. You're like, come on.
You were giving me shit because I drafted him in the 11th or 12th round?
Yeah, I couldn't tell what kind of drunken people you had in your draft. I mean, the picture showing, it looked like Allen Robinson went like in the 13th round or something. What was going on there? Is that NFL female you were live drunk tweeting?
Yeah, did 2 different ones.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't drink beer out of a boot and then do an auction and try to commentate it.
I would never drink beer out of a boot.
Pretty good.
I have my family draft next Wednesday, September 9th, and I'd say an hour into it, everyone's pretty drunk by then, and it's just so great. It's so great to hear the kind of nasty shit that flies out of everybody's mouth. But the picks they make are great because I have Jet fans and Giant fans, obviously, and then I have 2 Eagles fans and 1 other Cowboy fan, and everybody drafts players from their actual team, and it's just hilarious. We do a thing. The first person to take Eli, we make them drink, and this year the first person who takes a kicker, we're going to make them start a waterfall. So, I mean, none of us are in college anymore, but on draft day we behave like it.
Okay, what is this waterfall you speak of?
You don't know what a waterfall is?
Nope.
It's like, so if you have a group of people, one person starts drinking, and everybody starts drinking at the same time, but the person next to you can't stop until the person next to them does. So pretty much the last person kind of gets screwed because they have to drink the entire time. It's a waterfall, It's like when the first person decides to stop, and the second person can. Yeah, it's pretty gross, but
I think I would
never tell anyone in my local league to do that because we had a pretty. I mean, I didn't really get to talk about it because we didn't auction, but it was pretty cool because we have a couple in our league, and because of the recent Supreme Court decision, they finally got to get married. And so they got married on Friday, and we did our draft on Saturday. But on the same time, they finished in last year, so we got to rename their team. And because they are Falcons fans who hate the Saints, we made them wear Reggie Bush jerseys. And
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's a good time. It's a little bit weird.
I love hearing these stories.
This is a strange one because one of the co-owners, her dad, played for the Saints. In fact, he wore number 25 for the Saints, and he actually caught the pass before the Tom Dempsey field goal, the 63-yard field goal. So we made her wear the number 25. She's like, that's my dad's jersey, and he got cut by the Saints. That's why I hate them. I'm like, well, sorry, you finished in last. That's what you get.
That is awful.
Yeah, it's
awkward.
It got worse after that. Yeah. And we named them after the Falcons general managers because how bad they were last year. So yeah. It was pretty rough, and of course, in true drunken fashion, so we were like in the second to last round, and we have to draft 2 kickers because we have an OCD commissioner. So she was like to the drunkest guy at our draft, tell me a kicker to draft. And he's like, oh, take Sean Swisham. He's really good. So she put Sean Swisham on the board. We're all like, he tore his ACL last week, and for like the second time in league history, we let them re-pick. But that's the first time anyone's ever drafted a kicker with a torn ACL, and probably ever. So that lets you know the level of drunkenness that goes on.
See, if I were there, I would be like, you guys can't let that happen, and we've got to rescind that. I would not let that go down.
We let it make a pick. So. Plus, I mean, that's a little bit weird because everybody says, oh, you should stream kickers, you should stream quarterbacks, you should stream defenses. But because of our weird rules, we have to roster 3 quarterbacks. So there are no quarterbacks available. You have to roster 2 defenses and 2 kickers, so there's not a lot on the waivers. So that's just, yeah. So the last 4 rounds are like 2 kickers, 2 defenses, yawn. Let's get this over with.
That sounds a lot like the keeper league that I was in, which I think we had 16 teams, and yeah, you rostered. I mean, there were people who would roster 2 and 3 quarterbacks, and so you did tend to roster. You drafted differently. There was no such concept as streaming because there was nobody to stream.
So Jen, is everybody local for this draft you're doing next week?
No, unfortunately not. I'm going to South Carolina for Labor Day, and we were supposed to kind of do the draft like this, like a Google Hangout. Oh, who's that guy?
Yeah, look at that guy.
That is Soy Kuba.
Oh.
That is hiding.
That's the one who eats the headphones, right?
All
the
black.
earbuds.
Yeah, so he loves to eat headphones. It's tasty. Like delicious.
Zach, aren't black cats just the best? I mean, aren't they the best?
So you got a black and an orange. Nice combo.
Oh, yeah. This guy is, I call him my forever kitten. He's only 7 pounds. He's like a little runt, so he's like half a cat.
Hmm.
But,
he's about 4
yeah.
right now, but he is 4 months old, so he'll probably
Oh,
grow.
man. They're cute. They're cute. I like the little black cats. There's something special about them. Real quick, I can't even believe I'm saying this because I hated cats until I got these guys. Like, totally hated them. I thought they were inferior. I could never love a cat, and, now they run my life. But yeah, for my draft, we were supposed to do it in similar to this, in a Google Hangout, because we have cousins in Washington State and one in Florida, so we were kind of going to get everybody together in South Carolina who is going down there this weekend and do a Google Hangout for the people who weren't there. It fell through. So we're going to do the draft with all the Jersey people together at my sister's with a Google Hangout, and then Washington, South Carolina, and Florida. So it'll be like a live draft, but not really a live draft.
Is this going to be a private Google Hangout? Because I think I might watch you and your family and friends draft. I think that would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard to keep up. We all talk pretty fast, even the ones who live far away, because they're all from here. But they're filthy. You don't want to tune in.
Oh, yeah?
They're filthy. And What's funny is my sister's father-in-law is in the league, and you'd think everyone would tone it down a little bit, but not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
He's amused by it. So.
Now,
But, I think it'll probably be private.
Are they all originally from Jersey, or did some grow up other places?
No, my relatives were all Jersey. They were just military, so a couple of them moved away. But their significant others are from different parts of the country. But yeah, it should be fun. And they're all going to draft Eli very early. I'm pretty sure Odell Beckham will be the #1 pick in this draft. And someone will take Victor Cruz in like the 5th round. It's like a guarantee.
Yeah, that guy next to me took Victor Cruz like in the 6th round, and I was like, he's like coming off an Achilles. He's like, he's gonna be great. I'm like, and now he's got the random calf injury.
Yeah, on the other leg.
Odell Beckham having the year he had to be just totally out of left field because Tom Coughlin hates the fact that football players ever get injured, and the fact that Odell Beckham took so long to get back was so against him. And I just don't think Cruz. I mean, I have him in a dynasty league, and it's just so sad because like you get attached, especially because I got him as like a free agent, bottom of the barrel guy, and he was a great player for a couple years, and now that he's hurt, it's just like, oh man, what could have been? Do a little salsa dance with a limp. I'm okay. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Too soon. I haven't been hearing much Ruben Randall talk, so not good, huh?
Yeah, he's. I've seen him go, and I've been like, but it's usually late, but still.
I have him in the fishbowl, Sharona. He's mine.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. I need to get over there and check my lineup. I know.
I think you have Jordy, right?
I do. I'm gonna have to replace Jordy. I know.
So there are 2 things to talk about here. It's first of all the pain and sorrow of drafting a team in July and then going back and looking and seeing who you have, and then of course time to smack talk between Jen and Sharona since they are matching up in week 1. I don't even know who I'm playing. I should look.
I got to be honest with you. I kind of prefer to smack talk afterwards because if I win, I'm a little more confident in my smack talk. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't like to jinx myself.
No. I'm more of like rub it in your face. Well, not yours, but.
Yeah. Well, no. That's yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, I just looked at my starting lineup. I'm choosing between Blake Bortles and Alex Smith as my quarterback 2. I currently have my 18th round pick Danny Amendola in my starting lineup. So woo there. And I got Devontae Adams as well because I know Sharona did. And of course, I got the Gronk.
The Gronkster, Gronk Smash.
Let's see, where is the schedule? I don't even know. Let's see who I'm playing.
I'm having to keep an eye on Demon Cat. Sorry, guys, because she's not to be trusted.
That's okay.
Demon Cat rotation.
A little competitive advantage for you, Sharona. Full disclosure, I keep flip-flopping between Ryan Fitzpatrick and Joe Flacco. I must have changed my starting lineup 5 times, and I keep going back and forth.
Now, because I almost picked up the Browns defense to stream it in week 1.
Against Fitzpatrick.
Well, I mean, I've seen enough Fitzpatrick turn to Fitztragic, and I mean, he'll get you fantasy points though, because he's awesome for that. As long as you don't get too many penalties for turnovers and whatnot.
Sure. And I almost feel like I'm disrespecting Joe Flacco by not playing. It's like, the guy won a Super Bowl. It's like, what more does this guy have to do to warrant starting?
Who do they face again?
The Ravens week 1 have Denver, so it'll be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
I'm probably betting the over in that one for sure.
I think I would probably play Joe Flacco. I mean.
So play Fitzpatrick? Is that what you're really saying?
Well, no. I mean, I'm being serious. I think the Jets defense should be pretty good. I really, really, really like Todd Bowles. He's a defensive-minded coach. The Arizona defense was very good under him, and so I think that I would play Joe Flacco because I think that they're far more likely to air it out than the Jets are.
Sure, and I think, overall, Flacco's just a better quarterback than Fitzpatrick,
Yeah.
But did you know Ryan Fitzpatrick went to Harvard? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. And he wears his wedding ring during games. I kind of respect him about that. You don't see a lot of players who rock the wedding ring during the game, so it's cute thing about him, I guess you could say.
Joe Flacco's okay.
He's Jersey guy.
He's good and terrible. He's a guy that transferred out of Pitt because he couldn't beat, who was that, Tyler Palco, and had to transfer to Delaware, and look what happened.
Look what happened. He has a Super Bowl ring.
So I see that in week 1 in the Scott Fish Bowl, I get the epic Rich Rebar, but he obviously hasn't submitted a lineup yet, so I'm favored by 170 points because I think I have a starting lineup and he doesn't.
Oh, I don't have.
Yeah,
I don't think I have a starting.
Rich. I should look at.
I don't think I have a starting lineup yet either, so I need to get on that.
I don't. I've been looking on there, Zach. Maybe you can actually help me. I don't know where to see the matchup. I keep clicking all over the place because I kind of want to see, what the computer thinks I'm going to do against Sharona, and I just can't find it anywhere.
Well, let me see. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and share this here screen.
Thank you.
My Fish Bowl open. What division are you two in? The slow-ass division?
We're in Anchorman.
Okay. Oh, escalated quickly, drafted slowly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've drafted him forever.
Schedules. And I just do a search because I think it puts all the conference. And there it is. Jen Ryan is favored by 54.6 points in week 1.
It was easy? Oh,
do I have a lineup submitted? Let me see. Do I have a lineup?
Favored by 54 points against nobody. That's not good. I don't know.
Oh, damn it.
See, I don't think I've set my lineup yet.
Well, you probably still have Jordy in there. Yeah.
Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson. Yeah, I've seen people, and I actually did this myself, who have cut players. Because Scott Fish Bowl, you actually can make roster moves. You just can't until week 1 is over, which kind of sucks because I drafted that crappy running back from the Patriots who was put on IR again. I can't remember. Draft a white running back from Stanford. You get what you deserve, It's the way it goes.
It wouldn't let me make a roster move.
Well, I was able to drop. I couldn't pick anybody up. I've seen people actually drop, like Jordy Nelson, because I'm obsessed with trying to get 360 interviews, and I'm down to about 140 to go now. It's crazy. Every time I send out more interview requests, I get like 10 more. And then I get about 5 people going, "Hey, I already did it, jerk." I'm like, "Hey, one-man show. One-man show."
I just want to remind you who was one of the first.
And you were in. I'm glad to see, and I finally got Riddle. That bastard wouldn't get back to me. Bow tie wearing so-and-so.
He's coming after me, that guy. And,
Uh-oh.
I know. That's what he said in his interview. He's gunning for me. So.
Oh, wow.
Well, oddly enough, I said that's who I really wanted to beat in my division. So I'm, it makes it a little more fun. But
yeah,
definitely hoping to take his lunch money, as Steve Smith would say.
Yeah, Steve Smith getting kicked out of a preseason game is one of the coolest things. So he could just hang out with his son. He was like,
what that guy did was Bush League.
Steve Smith is awesome. I mean, I don't really condone fighting. I think it's bad, especially when you see these idiots punch each other in the helmet. It's just dumb, but I could watch Steve Smith pick a fight with anybody every day. He is he's great. I'm pretty sad he's retiring. He's one of like those fun, old school guys that, we're kind of running out of, I guess. So
running out of players with personalities, yeah.
Yeah, like he's like a real character. I'll miss him. And I just can't wait to see him, give it to everybody this year. I mean, the guy he talks the whole game. It's It's a lot of fun to watch.
He's a feisty guy. It is fun to watch.
Totally.
Speaking of feisty or unfeisty, so tomorrow night, Chris Johnson is starting for the Cardinals. Will he be cut by Saturday, CJ?
CJ cut day? I don't know. How many running backs will the Cardinals? I mean,
left with.
we've talked about this. CJ is so similar to Andre Ellington, and you would take Andre Ellington at this point in both of their careers. So I don't know. I just don't know.
It's strange to have like three of the same running
But he's got
backs.
some guaranteed money, like
Does he?
$400,000 of it's guaranteed or something like that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It's like Trent Richardson got $600K and then got cut by the Raiders. That was beautiful.
I just said the other day, his agent and Matt Flynn's agent are like, they got to be the greatest agents ever to live, really. You know, I mean, they keep getting people to take these scrubs and give them so much money, and it's insane to me.
Yeah, the Raiders, like in a 2-year period, didn't they sign Flynn and then basically started Carr, and they traded for like Schaub and they gave him like $8 million. I mean, yeah, Flynn, for a guy who's made one NFL start, has made about $20 million. Your quarterback of the
one game. Yeah, it was one good game, and he's been riding it forever. I mean, he just keeps getting paid.
It's a glorious thing. So with the preseason almost over, how do you feel about your real team? Do you feel like the Cowboys are ready? I mean, we pour one out for Scandrick.
I'm devastated about Scandrick. You know, one of 3 guys who didn't allow a touchdown last year in coverage. But you know, I'm a fan. I'm always confident in my team. I'm realistic. I always, you know, I try to stick with every team is an 8-8 team. But I see absolutely no reason why the Cowboys can't do better than they did last year. And you know, I am one of those fans. I believe in them. Every year, I think they're going to the Super Bowl. So.
I would qualify Sharona and I as not being those kind of fans for about the Titans.
I grew up a Cowboys fan. Jen knows this.
What happened?
Jerry Jones.
What about him?
The star.
He's just a crazy old man. You gotta let Jerry do Jerry. And all right,
He's
Jerry.
A crazy old billionaire.
Yeah. Yes,
I would pay so much money for Sharona to pull
I'll tell you what happened.
on the star at the 50-yard line.
That's
That would be so awesome. Star at the 50-yard line. Sharona spikes the football. Boom. Fakes out a couple of security guards. Makes her way out there. It'd be awesome.
I'd love that.
So let's make it happen.
We should make it happen.
I mean, I'm legitimately curious. What do you guys think about the Titans? I mean, you think Mariota's the next Mettenberger, or do you think he'll be there for a little while?
Well, I hope he isn't too traumatized by this, hopefully, last year Ken Wisenhunt system, but we'll see. Because he had that young number 2 overall quarterback, it's like they have to go like 0-16 to make it right. It was not. I just don't think. I think he's finished. Maybe he'll be rejuvenated with the young quarterback, but I just don't believe in him. I don't like the dual defensive coordinator. I mean, last year Ray Horton was considered a future head coach, and then he just totally either he wet the bed or the roster wet the bed. And then he threw Dick LeBeau in there. I just don't know what's happening. I mean, I hear from my parents they're loving the Mariota. Yeah, that's the second time in like 5 years Titans have had the dual defensive coordinators, and it doesn't work. Not like it would take much to finish second.
And their problem is tackling.
I hear that's important.
Here, that might be important.
Well, if it makes you guys feel any better, I can go ahead and root for those Titans for you this year. They have room in my heart.
Feel free. Well, I'm sort of rooting for the Packers this year because
that's you are because you have like half their fantasy players.
I do, right? I mean, I bought heavily into Packers, Vikings, and Panthers. I like all three teams, so I'm ready for Sharona's fantasy teams. That's what I'm reading.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's the part. Once I finish these 2 NFL 10s, I'm actually going to have to look and see, like, how many teams did I actually draft? Because I think I did get, like, 7 NFL 10s. I didn't get quite that crazy, but the good news is I'm only in 3 leagues where I actually have to, like, maintain rosters. The rest are best ball, which I'm like, yes. Because waivers and, deciding who to start, can get you a little ulcer going.
A little ulcer? Did you say a little one?
It's bonus time. Well, I'm the guy that actually left my office building today and walked outside so I could make a pick in NFL 10 because it was blocked inside the building.
You did.
But I got on the street so I could draft Teddy Bridgewater, baby.
Oh, see, there you go. You're finally listening to me, Zach.
Finally. Okay, so week 1 of the NFL season, where are you going to be?
Who are you talking to?
Go ahead, Sharona, Jen, where wants to talk?
Sharona, you could go first.
No, you go, Jen.
Like, where am I going to be for watching the games, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I live in a 3-family house, and the other tenants in my well, not my 3-family house, it's my sister's. So there's 3 of us living in a 3-family house. One's a Cowboy fan, one's a Giant fan. Long story short, pretty much everybody we know just kind of comes here for football. So it's nice. I don't really have to leave. I'll be home. I'll cook. I kind of keep it to the crock pot so that I don't have to actually cook. I can pay attention to the games because, I kind of gamble on pretty much every game. But sort of my football mantra in the mornings, I go see my grandmother. I find out who she's betting because I never, ever, ever bet against her. It's bad luck. So I stop over, see her, see who she's betting, go to the liquor store, pick up whatever's going in the crock pot, and then just kind of wait for, family and mutual friends all to come by.
All right. So what's the blood alcohol content approximately when the late game begins?
Well, that's the problem. Like I'm a crazy fan, but like right around like an hour before my Cowboys play, I start to get really nervous. I get like a pit in my stomach. I kind of pace a little bit. And sometimes I kind of, drink a little too much. So since they're the 8:30 game, I have a feeling I'll be feeling pretty good by about 7 o'clock. I'll try to take a break for an hour, eat something, and then I'll be sweating it out for the whole game. But I don't know. I want to give myself some credit here. Put me at double the legal limit, 0.16.
Conservative estimate.
Impressive.
So Sharona, what do you think? What you got going on opening day?
I will probably be chasing after one of these.
You getting clawed.
With all of my fantasy football teams pulled up. I'll probably be sitting right here, to be honest.
Yeah, I've already talked to Josh Ducaster, who's in town, and he's a big Vikings fan, so we're probably going to end up in a sports bar, and I'm thinking I might have to break the seal and try a little Uber just so I
Now,
get
do
there
you
and
have
back enough to
cable
worry
yet?
about it. I actually did just get cable. We had this long discussion, then it turned out to be like, it's probably cheaper to just get ESPN, pay $25 a month extra, as opposed to me going to a sports bar every Saturday and Sunday, or at least every Sunday. Although, technically, the cable doesn't really cover the NFL. So we'll have to work on that. I'm actually trying to work out a deal with a friend to get Red Zone, but Red Zone's tough to watch for 6 hours.
I was just going to ask if you, do you have Red Zone or?
I don't.
I bit the bullet and went with Game Pass.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that and then
Guys,
not
I'll be
worrying
right
about
back.
Sunday.
1 second.
Sure. Zach, I love the Red Zone. I could work for Verizon. I could sell you on the Red Zone right now. It's great. It's great.
Well, I have a friend who's super ADD, and I went to his house because he had the Sunday ticket for years, so I'd just go to his house, but he actually cut it off last year. So in week 1, they always give you the free taste. They give you the free, Red Zone for that first week, and he loved it. And then after that, it was like, oh, we don't have it. So I was just like, get the red zone. I'll pay for half of it. I may not even be at your house half the weekends because I'll be at some Titans games this year. I'm going to the home opener against the freaking Colts, and then I'm going to the crazy weekend where Missouri plays Vandy, and then the Titans play the Falcons on Sunday, and I don't know about after that. I never make plans for the Titans after October, so you never know how it's going to go.
So
I actually went to like 3 games last year.
Your parents got their season tickets?
They have 2 of the 3 because they sold one to a friend, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. But you know what's going to be really easy? You know what's an easy ticket is getting a ticket to get into the Titan Stadium. If you just need to get one ticket, $5, $10, you can get to a movie more expensive than going to a Titans game. Because I think the lower bowl tickets are still kind of coveted, but the upper deck, people are like, man, I can go home and just get the Sunday ticket and watch it there.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't offer to get the Sunday ticket, and I can't get DirecTV, and it's like $200 for the year. And for some people, it's like, well, why not? I'm at home. I don't have to go anywhere. But I don't know about the whole streaming, how that would work. I don't really mind the whole concept of Game Pass because I'm like, well, because I've gone to the sports bar on Sunday. You can't keep track. It's awesome. Even if you try to watch one game, they just keep bouncing back and forth. So you really want to watch every game, you have to do the Game Pass, and they do like the 30-minute condensed version of each game, which is great. So you can see everything and be the crazy obsessed fan that we are, right? Because we're scouting the way of Awaya.
Yeah. At first I wasn't, because you're trying to watch it on my Xbox One, and I was like, this sucks, I don't like blah, blah, blah. But a very helpful person on Twitter showed me how to get it set up to where I can just run it through my TV. Not have to, because you can do Game Pass on Xbox One, but you can't watch it live. You have the games there, and you can watch them, but to watch it live. So I've got one of my laptops hooked into my TV, and all I have to do is click over to it and queue it up, and there it is, and I can watch, whatever. Kind of cool.
So I need to just one time, if I want a big time, I should just tour the country and just go to different people's houses every Sunday. That'd be awesome. I want to go to the Jen house one Sunday. That'd be awesome.
I want to watch football with Jen, too.
My liver would not recover, but it'd be so fun while it lasted.
I was going to say, you guys are welcome anytime. I must say my brother-in-law is like the best cook I've ever met in my entire life. It's I think that's why people come here, to be honest with you. They just want his food. He's a really, really good cook. But we have a lot of fun on football. Like I said, it's a lot of fun because me and one sister are diehard Cowboy fans, another one's a diehard Giant fan, and then my poor brother is a diehard Jet fan. So yeah, so it's fun. But I'm old school too, though. Like they don't televise all the Cowboy games. I mean, they televise a lot of them, but they don't televise all the Cowboy games. And I actually subscribe to the audio pass. I like to listen.
Oh, okay.
I like to listen to the Cowboys announcers. It kind of, makes it a little more fun to listen to the home broadcast, I guess.
What about you, Zach? Do you like listening to the Titans radio broadcast?
Mike Keith, excited about everything. It's awesome. Well, I did get serious one year just so when I was driving home from Titans games because I could listen to every game, and that was perfect because by the time I got home, it's like 3.5 hours. I'm like, oh, the late games are over, so that might be something to think about because I'm having vacation in my current job, so I'm going to have to pop home early. But good news is I can work from anywhere.
My only beef with Sirius, because I have the annual Sirius package, is they're on like a 15-minute delay. So like if you're listening to it and you're also checking your phone, kind of checking all your fantasy stuff, you kind of get spoiled because they're 15 minutes behind, and that's really why I got the audio pass, because they're not current, and it makes me crazy.
And I bet
that would drive me nuts.
Relatively cheap
too. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, the audio pass is like $25 or something. But Zach, don't buy Sirius. If you need a login, just shoot me an email. I'll
all right. Hook it up. I want to know your bookie's name now.
The hookup.
That I can't do.
I played against the spread 2 years in a row against my wife, and we did head-to-head, and she beat me 2 years in a row with just basically picking based on feel, and Yeah. I know I would
that.
lose my arse if I actually played against the spread in the NFL. They don't mess around. It's not like the DFS sites where they set their prices 2 months in advance. It's they're locked in.
Yeah, and my guy, he always tends to give himself like a point and a half. So, you really gotta hope for the best when you're hitting, because they go off the paper, but he's, like I said, he always gives himself like a point and a half. So
that's big stuff. It's important.
Yeah.
So Jen, what do you got going on? Tell us about it. I'm sure you're writing for every site, and maybe you're not on 4 other podcasts this week, but if you are, we wish you the best. So tell us what's happening.
Thanks. Well, I'm still writing over at Fantasy Pros. I've been I'll have another article coming out this week. Seems that people kind of I'm doing like crucial fantasy Twitter follows. I feel like, last year when I was kind of starting to really take fantasy seriously, I feel like Twitter really helped. I know it made me a better fantasy player, and I'm kind of rolling out every couple days, 5 additional people to follow. So I got those coming out. Over at Fantasy Pros, I'm also going to be doing a start-sit this season, a weekly start-sit column for them. I'm excited about it, a little nervous, but excited about it. And then still going at Gridiron Experts, got some stuff up on DraftKings Playbook, and no podcast as of right now, just crashing your party tonight.
And
we're always to have you.
You're officially up to 911 on your followers. Let's get Jen to 1,000. Come on, people. Step it up.
Zach, you got me to 500. I know it was you and Scott. I just one day it was like, hey, let's get Jen to 500 by the fishbowl. I went to bed. It was like 3:25. I woke up and my brother was like, holy crap, you got like 500 something. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So thank you, Zach. I see you have Pimp Cup up here, but you're like my actual pimp. So
there you go. Wait, that could be bad. That could be misconstrued, maybe. Yes, and I'm going to always put #degenerate spelled correctly with the J.
I appreciate that.
Because if you're a degenerate like her, well, you're in good company. So, Sharona, what's happened with you? You've been talking back, not just the cats?
Been talking back. We had a great show this morning, actually. I was joined by Carolina Abby. We had a show talking about the Carolina Panthers. Well, Carol, injury expert, joined us at the 11 o'clock hour. We talked about some injuries and a little bit about FanDuel and fantasy football and stuff of that nature. And so we're off on Monday because of the holiday, but Wednesday we're going to be talking about the Washington Redskins and RG3 and a lot of different other stuff. And Game Over's coming back soon. We're going to ramp it up for the regular season and do a weekly show there. So, yeah, and of course the Tuesday night NFL female show, The Zone Blitz. And as always, the best out of the bunch, going for 2 with Zach every Wednesday night. Be there.
That's right, y'all. And I'm still, I'd say tirelessly, but it's tirelessly about other things, trying to get all 360 Scott Fishbowl people, even though most people have already forgotten who they've drafted, so it's a bit of a problem. But we'll keep working on that, and every once in a while I feel like posting about fantasy stuff. I can on Zach Law online, but otherwise, Zach_Law, because I like to give the focus and the love to everybody in the fantasy football industry because they're the cool ones. They're the ones working hard. They're the ones whose work I totally crib when it's time to make my picks.
Oh, by the way, I got to talk to Matt Waldman on Monday, so I'm special.
I heard that.
And he also said I can join him and watch film on the RSP podcast.
Yeah, he sends those invites all the time. He actually did one this week. When Trent Richardson got cut, I think last night at like 11 o'clock he did one with, I'm not sure who joined him, but they actually did like a film review, a post-mortem of sorts of Trent Richardson as Brian Bulmer watched in his jersey and cried. The Colts fan for you. But he didn't need to cry too much. He said Andrew Luck. Actually, really good profile of Andrew Luck by Matt Taibbi and Rolling Stone just came out today.
Ah.
He's like a lower-key Peyton Manning, much less of a forehead. Sorry, Sharona, too soon. But you can find me, Zach_Law, and yeah, we're gonna have fun because the season begins. It's
A week from tomorrow.
Tomorrow, who's gonna be starting for the Patriots? Are there gonna be any players left besides injured and suspended players? And it seems like every receiver for the Patriots are
Pretty boy
right
Tommy's going to get off because everybody loves him, and because he's pretty, they think he didn't cheat.
He's pretty.
Pretty
We're all
boy
pretty.
Tommy.
My Cowboys play him week 4, so for the sake of that, we'll see. But I think it's all crazy what's going on. Sharona, real quick, that
Yeah.
breakdown that you wrote about Deflategate, I feel like that is not like published on enough places. I mean, that is like the most complete, like, extensive Deflategate anything that I've read. I had to read it twice. I had to read it twice because it was just so much. It was awesome. I don't know what else to say. It was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Totally.
Zach knows.
So on average, we each read it once.
It drove me nuts doing that, but and I
tried.
Want to. It's kind of nice to sit down and do that. But thank you very much, Jen. I really do appreciate it.
Talk about like a lot of work. I mean that I feel like it belongs in a magazine or something. I don't know.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I think I came down on the wrong side for that to happen, but.
Sharona puts on her law hat. Watch out, everybody.
Put on my law hat.
So for Jen
It was fun.
and for Sharona, thanks everybody for listening. Much shorter version than last week, and no beer boots, but the night is young. So we'll just say good night, everybody, and kiss my grits.
Thanks, Jen, for joining us.
Thank you. I love coming on whenever I can. You guys are the best.
We love having you. All right. Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
guys.